Diminished chords can add a unique character to songs. They have a different sound than almost any other chord, and it's one that's readily recognized. There's the sound of a diminished on a low G, and here's the same diminished on a reentrant tuned ukulele. But it's difficult sometimes for people to know where to put them and what chords they connect, because diminished chords are almost always briefly used and they're going from one chord to another. An example, in the key of C, one might have an ending that goes like this. In which one goes from C to C sharp diminished to D minor to G seventh and back to the C. So it's a passing chord between a C chord, there it is, the passing chord, and a D chord, a D minor in this case. So how do you figure out which one to use? In one way, it's not too difficult because you only have three choices. There only are three diminished chords. This is the first position diminished, second, third, and by the time you get to here, it's the same as the first one you started with. Here's a C sharp. This is a C sharp diminished. This is a C sharp diminished. There's the C sharp. A diminished chord is a stack of minor third intervals, and it repeats over and over again. And so for this chord, it could be named as diminished for any one of these notes. A G sharp diminished, a D diminished, an F diminished, or a B diminished. All of those would be correct names for it. And when you look at ukulele music, often the name that they put there will be a little confusing because it won't make sense in terms of the chords that it connects. In order to understand the chords that are connected by diminished chords, it's very useful to think of the diminished chord as not a chord by itself, but as a dominant 7 flat 9 chord. So here is a G7 chord. Here's the G in it. If we raise that G half a step, it's called the flat 9. So this is a G7 flat 9 chord, and just like a G7 chord, it should go to a C. And once you get that down, you'll be able to figure out, in most cases, which chord is going to follow a diminished chord. One of the notes of a diminished chord is going to go up half a step. The next chord will be something where the tonic is half a step up. So if we look at this chord right here, it's a G7 flat 9. We already know that G7s go to C. What else can it go to? It's also an E7 flat 9. So E7s would go to an A. So this one does it too. Which one it actually goes to depends on which key you're in. So if you're in the key of C and you play this diminished, it's almost certainly going to go to the C. And if you are in the key of C, and you play this diminished, which is a C sharp diminished, or an A7 flat 9, it's going to go to a D chord. So here's a really compelling turnaround in the key of C.